In Northern Ireland, people have been able to meet up in groups for some days already. Wales is expected to set out its plans tomorrow. Not being able to see loved ones has been one of the toughest parts of this 9-week lockdown. So what do people make of today's announcement? Danny Savage has been talking to people in Harrogate.
In the open spaces of Harrogate today, sunbathers were keeping their distance from each other. But very soon, pairs of people may grow to groups of 6.
People really appreciate that, families, people having business meetings, so yeah, that's really good.
I think people do have to bear in mind, if it is 6, that they stick to 6 and don't take advantage of it.
Week after week after week, without being able to communicate with people and meet up with friends and so on nearby. So yes, I think it's an excellent idea.
Social distancing is still at the heart of easing restrictions. In England, partially reopening primary schools and open-air markets from Monday could be good for town centres. And dentists have been told they can open from June the 8th. People, though, still want reassurance.
You know, the thought of opening up full-time again, gosh, you know, who's going to look after my children? And they are going back to school, but then do I feel like I want them to go back to school just yet? Do I send them back in September? Is it too soon? So my mindset's all over the place. What is the right decision?
The thing is, what people will emerge to see here will be rather different than before lockdown. Shops which were here before are gone, leaving those left worried.
It shouldn't have empty spaces. It's a premium shopping street. You wouldn't expect to see empty spaces on the likes of Bond Street, and you shouldn't here. No one wants a neighbour that's a boarded up shop. It's not good for business at all. It doesn't inspire confidence in the visitor.
There's frustration too. This hotel has been accommodating key workers throughout lockdown, but the Suntrap Beer Garden will still have to remain closed.
I would say, Boris, trust us. Those that can prove that they can do it safely, like we've done for the last 9 or 10 weeks, give us a chance.
We are edging out of lockdown, but for some people and businesses, things are still moving too slowly. Danny Savage, BBC News, Harrogate.
Scotland is easing its lockdown measures from tomorrow. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said it follows what she called a sustained downward trend in the spread of the virus. The new rules cover some outdoor activities. These include sunbathing, golf and fishing. Members of 2 households will be able to meet outdoors for a picnic or a barbecue in groups of up to 8 people. And garden centres and drive-through takeaways can reopen. These measures amount to the first of 4 phases in Scotland's plans to reopen the country. With more, here's our Scotland editor, Sarah Smith.
Scotland is taking some cautious steps out of lockdown. A sunny weekend will see people allowed to meet up with those from one other household, up to 8 people gathering in total, as long as they're outside and 2 metres apart. These greater freedoms go alongside a new contact tracing system, Test and Protect. Everyone with possible coronavirus symptoms is urged to book a test. If the result is positive, all their recent close contacts will be traced and told to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Test and Protect relies heavily on public cooperation. It only works if everybody sticks to the rules, so public confidence in the system is essential. A significant coronavirus outbreak happened at a Nike conference in this Edinburgh hotel in late February, when track and trace was government policy. There's controversy over why some people who came close to the Nike delegates were never contacted. 10 of them spent over an hour in this shop being fitted for kilts. The manager, who was in very close contact with those delegates, later developed flu-like symptoms. And she's angry. She was never contacted and told she could be at risk.
I would have self-isolated. I wouldn't have spent time with my elderly dad, my fiance's mother. I wouldn't have gone to the retirement party I went to.
So you worried that you endangered other people because you didn't know that you were at risk?
Yes, yeah.
Questions persist about that conference as Nicola Sturgeon introduces a new testing regime. In order that people can try to have full confidence in your Test and Protect regime, can you tell us, have you changed the guidelines for who will be contacted after someone has tested positive for coronavirus.
So the definition of a contact for Test and Protect is threefold. Firstly, it would be members of your household. Secondly, face-to-face contact, which Gregor went into detail about on Tuesday in terms of what that means. And thirdly, if you have been within 2 metres of somebody for a period of 15 minutes or more.
So has that been a change to the guidance?
So we're going into that face-to-face contact in much more detail now, so that there's a full understanding with contact tracers as to what is meant by that.
People in Scotland are being asked to comply with Test and Protect.
Hi there, I'm Ivy.
There's no legal requirement to do so, but the government says it will only work if everybody plays their part. Sarah Smith, BBC News, Glasgow.